Okay, so we've been talking about relations and functions, and today I'm going to help you guys with some graphing, and we're going to take some guided notes. So the first thing we're going to talk about is a coordinate plane. A coordinate plane is a plane divided into 4 regions used for graphing. And I'm going to go ahead and write that down. A plane divided into 4 regions used for graphing. Okay? All right, the next thing we're going to talk about are the parts of the plane. Okay, so right here is the coordinate plane, and we're going to label the origin, the quadrants, the x-axis, and the y-axis. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the x-axis and the y-axis so that you can see the 4 different regions more clearly. Okay, try to make that a little bit thicker. There we go. Well, there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at where the origin is. Okay, so the origin is going to be right here in the middle of it's where the x-axis and the y-axis intersect. So I'm going to go ahead and put a point there, and I'm going to draw a line out to the side here. Make a little arrow, and then I'm going to write origin. Okay, and the origin is always going to be 0, 0, because it's 0 on the x-axis and 0 on the y-axis because it's right there in the middle. All right, then now I'm actually going to highlight the word origin for you, okay, in the same color that we just labeled it. So origin is orange. That should be pretty easy to remember, huh? All right, now we're going to go and we're going to look at our quadrants. Let me change my color for that. Okay, so the quadrants are divided into 4, well, there's 4 of them, I guess I should say, okay, so the 4 different regions. And the way that they're labeled is using Roman numerals, okay? Now, Roman numerals, for some reason I mess this up, and I always say ramen noodles. I typically say, I have to slow down and make myself say Roman numerals. So that's going to be our word for today, okay? So if you can hear me and you heard ramen noodles, then I want you to write it at the top of your paper, and I will give you a ticket for our drawing, which is going to be on the 15th, okay? $20 gift card. You don't want to miss out. All right. So Roman numeral 1 for this region right here. And whenever you're looking at the quadrants on a coordinate plane, it always goes counterclockwise. So, typically a clock goes around this way, so counterclockwise is going the other direction. So you have a 1 here, and then we'll move to this next region, and it's going to be quadrant 2. Then we move down, and this is going to be quadrant 3. And this is going to be quadrant 4. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight that so that you can see whenever you're looking at your labeling which is which, in case you get confused, okay? There's your quadrants. Now let's look at the x and the y-axis. Okay? Your x-axis is right here. Okay? That's your x-axis. And it is this line right there that goes horizontal, which goes left and right from the origin. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight that. If highlighting helps you, please do it. We've got highlighters there in the class. So then, let's see, what color have I not used? Let's go with green. Okay. So on the y-axis, I'm going to move this paper down just a bit. Okay. The y-axis, oh, now my pen changed colors. okay, is right here. Okay, so that's the y-axis. And it is this line right there that goes up and down. Okay, it goes up from the origin and it goes down this way. All right, so let's go ahead and highlight that so that you'll recognize that. Oh, I guess it would help if I put the Y in there with it. There we go. Okay, so now we got it all color coordinated, and you can clearly see where the origin is, the quadrants, x-axis and y-axis. Okay. So let's go on down and talk about ordered pairs. Okay, let me get my pen back to the regular color of blue. Okay, ordered pair. It is a point which is x and y on a graph. I'm going to go ahead and write that down. A point which is going to be labeled just like that, except it'll be numbers on a graph. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there and let you guys have a little break, but I just take you a couple minute break and then go to the next video, and I'm going to finish up on this one with naming the graphs, okay, and then talking about discrete graph and continuous graph.